G'day guys, Josh here. So be aware this is a recording from one of my previous streams on how to do the first gate in Voltan. So first of all, let's just talk about the first gate. So first boss, as I call him, K-pop superstar, as a bit of a joke. But basically he has two phases, okay? So at certain bars he'll go into different mechanics. And this one will be, I think, reflecting demon mechanic or human mechanic, but we'll be mostly going through human mechanics basically as well, because most of the mechanics happen on human side, and that's pretty much it. I don't think this one will go through human side mechanics, but we'll talk it as we go along. So at the start, basically, you're all together. You get split into separate groups based on your party. So there's one mechanic right here, which is called the magnet. So basically what you need to do is you need to go out from the middle. He does a little laugh to tell you he's going to do it. And you just have to dodge out and get in, just follow the crystal. He fires 8 crystals out, just follow the crystal, get in between them. You want to follow the crystals out into a circle. Now, this is what you call demon phase. So if you get into demon phase first off, basically, demon phase has a lot more HP than human phase, so pretty much it's like DPS. But the main twist in this phase as well is the fact that you have to stand in purple stuff, and you don't avoid the purple stuff. If you're not in the purple stuff, you take damage. Now, he does a few thingos here as well. You can sword. He did the wave conal attack back and forth. He does 2 of those, and he may teleport when he does the second one. So just be aware of it as well. The next attack, he basically zaps, and then does a line as well, and does a conal attack in the front, which you need to be in if you're on demon side, or you need to be behind him if you're on a Fingo side. Now, with that attack as well, if you're on demon side, what you want to be is you want to be on the second line when he does the initial lines. So you always be in the cone. You can do a bit of extra DPS. So as you can see here with me that I always go to the second cone, so I can still DPS as I'm safe there as well. Unless you do what I did and I just execution right in. Now, the next mechanic, because we're doing hard mode at the moment, so it's the hard mode as well. The next mechanic would be Velganos, if we get up to a Velganos or not, but it looks like we're just speeding through DPS at the moment. Now, when he does the magnet attack, you make sure you stay in, and this is when you use your awakenings and stuff like that, because he doesn't move that quick anyway. So once again, he does the 2-line attack. If you don't get to the 2 lines, just always make sure you get to the front afterwards, and not get hit by the attack as well. On human side, it's a bit different. Human side, you got to be behind him. Now, this attack in general, make sure you save your dodge or any movement abilities for about 3 seconds after the last one comes up. Now, you can see here, obviously, I'm going to assume that they stuffed up orbs upstairs. So, pretty much in this fight as well, human side is a bit different. Human side is that at 46 bars, 49 bars, you get orbs. And basically 4 orbs spawn across the room. So let's just say it's 11 o'clock, 1 spawns here, 1 spawns here, 1 spawns here, and 1 spawns here. You have to be close to the orb, but if you eat the orb, you can't put it into the gate. So you have to be close to it so it follows you, but not too close that you eat it. So pretty much like a portal will spawn with a color, and you need to make sure that orb's that color before it goes in. So it goes red, blue, white, red, blue, green, black, white, then black, okay? So people name their pets after it, so they go red, blue, green, white, black, so they know what's coming in or not. Generally, what I'm going to tell you right now, you always do it clockwise of where you cut your orb, and generally with blue and green, you can do it practically instantly if you get a blue-green portal. Red, you got to do a 1 whirl round because you won't make it, and white and black, it depends. You got to do a few kiting, but make sure you get it in. Generally, what you should do is that with the color preceding it, you should already be heading to the gate because the color will probably change when you hit the gate. It only lasts 2 to 3 seconds in that color. So you saw there was a wipe. There's another mechanic as well, I believe is at 42 bars, which is the stagger check. You need to make sure you have whirlwind grenades for the stagger check, and you need to make sure you have pots, time stops potions for if you fail Velganos on hard mode. And last but not least, the bomb can be anything, pretty much. So pretty much the main things you need whirlwind grenades. Now with the stagger check, after the stagger check at 11 and 5 are going to be the black orbs, and no, not 11 and 5, sorry. 1 and 7 is going to be the black orbs, and 11 and 5 is going to have the blue orbs. So pretty much you get a marker on your head where it's going to be black or blue. And if you got, let's say you got a black marker at 11, you switch with your person opposite to you, because most likely they'll have a blue thing above their head. As long as you have a blue person at 11 and 5 and a black person at 1 and 7, with the orbs on the head, you should be relatively easy to do the mechanic. And basically, as long as you absorb all the orbs, there'll be no wipe. Now, after that mechanic, basically, Morph will put a circle on the ground. If it's a full circle, it means outside safe. If there's a circle, a clear circle in the middle, it means inside is safe. But let's continue on. Now, obviously, we had a bit of a wipe there, so we'll just skip a bit forward to, the mechanics again. He also does a little combo that does a kick. Be careful with the kick, because sometimes the kick can just grab you. Just make sure you're, when he does the indication for it, that you just hide, directly not in the kick or anything like that at all. Now, basically, in Demon Phase, there's free DPS when he does the magnetic mechanic, when he pulls out the crystals. Basically, you can get anything for free, basically, as well. Now, as you can see here, does the wave over and over again. Pretty much it's the same here as it is in Human Phase, but in Human Phase, you need to make sure you're not in the red marker, but in Demon Phase, you need to make sure you're in the black marker. Now, the bosses do switch, so that's the cross attack. That's what you got to watch out for as well. He does do a cross attack, where he jumps up and hits the cross. So anytime he does the little punch attack, he can either do a cross attack, or he can slam the ground, basically. Now, as you can see here, I'm doing the thing again as I go to the second bar and stuff like that, and do a bit of extra damage here and there as well. Now, the next mechanic is this one. So basically punches the ground 4 times and stays on the ground. And basically, he will either do an inner attack or outer attack. And as you can see here, it's another orb stuff up as well. But we're going to keep going for it as well. And I want to tell you right now, I'm like sitting there going like, geez, like how many times can we stuff up orbs? So we go back into it again. Hopefully we get to the human phase so you guys can see it. Basically, it's all demon phase. We've gone through all the demon mechanics already. So, we'll see what happens basically as well. Just trying to speed through to the actual boss. Trying to get you guys a finger mechanic, but I'm very sure this is all just highlights all demon phase. But either way, you can see most of the mechanics here as well. Make sure if he does spawn the clones, you're nowhere near the clones. And with the kick here as well, just make sure you're safe. He also does throw out little frisbees as well in demon phase, so just make sure you're out of it as well. And always, if you saw me just then with that 4 beatdown mechanic, that I always stay at a certain point, just make sure you stay just draw a circle around him and just stay on that line, so it's easy for you to go in or out to dodge the mechanic. Okay, to either be safe in the middle. Now he's got this mechanic as well, the ring mechanic, where basically, I'll tell you right now, he spawns 4 little void zones. You can use your time stop potion if you're not in a good area to just basically make yourself immune to a few of them. So if you want to do that, go for it. Now, basically another combo he can do as well with the kick mechanic is he can do a conal kick I'll tell you right now, in the in demon phase, you want to be in the cone, but in not demon phase, you don't want to be in the cone. So you can see here, this is a mechanic where you're going to, say inside safe. So upstairs is going to tell you which one's safe or not. And they've told us that inside is safe. And we've, really just smashed the mechanic out, as you can see, is that the bar's at 27. Now at 30 bars, when both sides are at 30 bars, you'll get switched to the other phase. And then basically everyone will be doing, some people will be doing human, and some people will not be doing human. Now this is the Velganos, or was going to be the Velganos phase, but it's switched over. There is a Velganos phase basically as well, where he'll spawn, he'll go randomly to the middle, and basically there'll be a red thing in the middle and a clear circle. You need to spread out in your assigned locations, whether you're 11, 1, 5, or 7. This will be dependent on your number. Generally, a lot of people play X3. So basically X3 plus 1. So basically, 4 will be 1 and stuff like that. You get the point, okay? So it should be 1 is 4, 2 is 7, 3 is 10, and obviously 4 is 1. Now, this is the stagger check. At about 24 bars, he goes into not a stagger check, but he goes into a ring indication check. You need to indicate to your downstairs team which one is safe, and we've told them that 3 o'clock is safe basically as well. So you can see here, once again he does the bars as well. Just remember this time though, the red is unsafe. You want to go into the free spaces basically. So you can see there that we're going to the free spaces, and I'm basically telling the people on Discord what's going on basically as well. Now the crystals, as I said before, just follow the crystals and you'll be relatively safe. And this is an indication of a Velganos phase. So this is Velganos phase in a nutshell. So Velganos phase, you want to cut your orb out to this point here. What you want to do is you want to have room, but you don't want to be in the center, because if you're in the center, you can't do it. And basically what you want to do is the slower Velganos is that basically you start where the light pattern is, the flow is where it's going to go, and that's pretty much it. It's very, very simple. If you do unfortunately fuck it up, you can time stop it. After the 4th pulse of it all being done, that's when you time stop it. Or a support can use Rhapsody or use a shield to make sure you don't die to it. You can actually live through the damage if you have a shield up or anything like that. You just need to indicate to your support that you haven't got the shield's light and run to where the support is going to be. So just keep an idea of where the support's going to be. Let's say, for example, at 5 o'clock. Now at 19 or 18, it's 12, he runs a stagger check. Make sure you throw the whirlwind grenade and stuff like that. Make sure you get staggered. And as I said before, you get the orbs coming up. You can see I go straight to 11. That is my spot normally. And then you memorize where the orbs are. They have a little circle. So basically, you just need to keep an eye on that little circle and just basically absorb the orbs as they are. And then it'll spawn, it'll tell you if it's inside safe or not. In this situation, inside is safe because there was a clear circle in the middle. And therefore, inside is indeed safe. Now, once again, he's doing hits the 4 on the ground again. And you can see there that I draw a mini circle around him. So I only have to dodge or just movement ability into him as well. Now, at 6 bars or 5 bars, he goes into a rage mechanic where he will do everything a lot quicker. So you got to be on your toes to dodge abilities as well. As you can see here, he's doing the backstab ability really, really quickly. You want to get there a lot quicker than usual because if you miss it, you're going to take a lot of damage. Now, with this guy as well, he only dies when both sides are 0, okay? So if both sides aren't 0, he will not die, and you basically still dodge mechanics until the downstairs party has killed it. Now, with this mechanic as well, you know how normally in Demon Phase, he spawns like 3 or 4 void zones and then jumps on you? In upstairs, he doesn't. When he immediately jumps, he will jump on you, so immediately dodge right away and just keep moving basically during that mechanic. And that's pretty much it. And also as well, all the abilities that you had to stay in the purple to dodge, now you have to avoid them. They'll be red and you have to avoid it. And that's you know, pretty much the fight here. The main things you got to do is make sure you get the stagger check correct. Make sure you do the crystals correct. Make sure you do the orbs correctly. Make sure you do Velganos correctly. And last but not least, make sure you do the stagger check orbs correctly, okay? Make sure that is done correctly, because if you don't do those correctly, you're going to wipe the fight. This is a very mechanically heavy fight. Basically, as I said before, just manage the orbs bit by bit. With the stagger orbs, always remember 11 and 5 always blue, 1 to 7 always black. Just remember one of those, okay? So you'd be like, hey, I know 1 to 7 is black, that means the others are blue. Also, make sure you call out to your teammates whether 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 12 o'clock is safe with the orbs. Also, call out whether inside or outside is safe earlier rather than later. You don't want to do it when they're panicking and anything like that, otherwise people are going to die. Overall, that is Gate 1. Gate 1 can be the most troublesome gate, even with the clearing as well, so just be aware of that, because if a person dies on either side, is most likely going to be a wipe, given the fact that Demon Phase's DPS check can be quite high. So don't stress out if you wipe here a few times. It is quite a difficult boss, okay? It's not very easy at all. But anyways, guys, we're going up to part number 2 in just the next video. Be right back.